So we managed to get a hold of a Bugaboo Ant, and I know that all you spoiled people in America are saying that you could have gotten one a week ago, but here in Europe we don't get the general release until September. Luckily, there are of course a few people who have access to these, and one unscrupulous person decided to sell it on the secondhand market, and so now we got it early. And we have a review in the works, but it's not ready yet. Today what we're going to do is show you the assembly of the stroller as you would buy it, both as the chassis and the color pack. Of course, at this point, black is the only color pack available, but that will be different in September. And keep posted, because within a week or so, we will be putting out a really good review. I'm going to just take it apart and test it a bit more and really get a good idea as to what's going on, and not be one of those channels that just says how durable it is when it hasn't actually been out yet. So there's no duration to test its durability, yes? But in any case, today we're going to assemble it and show you how to assemble the Bugaboo Ant if you have bought one. Okay, we'll start by putting the hubcaps onto the wheels. They've kept the whole hubcap thing that they launched with the Bugaboo Fox. And what you're going to want to do is to have a look at your hubcap, yeah? And it's split in the middle here, and that's to allow you to get it around that central axle. And then there are pegs, and you just want the pegs to line up with these little slots. If you get one to line up, all the rest will line up. So line it up, put it until it clicks. Do the same thing on the other side. These are of course the front wheels. Very tiny front wheels. There we go, there's one. Comes the next one. Other side, again, just lining up those pegs. And then it just kind of all clips into place. Back wheels only have one hubcap, which goes, of course, on the outside of the wheel. And we're going to do the exact same thing. Find one of these small plastic pegs, line it up with a groove, and snap it into place. And the last wheel. These are very small, so if you feel you're forcing it, then you have it lined up wrong. You don't want to break these. Okay, so next we're going to extend the chassis. Just grab your handle, pull in your button, pull it up. And then here on the side are these clips. Just put them in, and it locks into place like this. And we'll go ahead and fold up the seat as well right away. There's a white button here on the back of the seat unit. And then you can flip out the seat like this. And then the first thing we're going to mount then are these side panels. Super cool. Come in different colors. This is like the granite color. Yeah, to me it looks a little bit like you already splashed mud on your chassis, but I'm just probably uncultured in that way. You want to again line up the pegs, and this bit here is going to slide in first underneath, and then the rest just sort of snaps into place. And it gives it that hard shell suitcase look. Because that's the key idea. That way you know that this is a bona fide transformer. It can transform into a suitcase. There we go. Alright, then we can attach the wheels. Push into place. If you feel there's a little bit too much resistance, you can of course press in the unlocking locking button in the back. Then on the back side, you should also just snap right into place. There's the button if you need to release the wheel. Go. And then we can move on to the textiles. Okay, the seat textiles are then going to come in three parts. You have your canopy, you have the top portion of the seat, and you have the lower portion of the seat. You're going to want to start with your lower portion of the seat. And the first essential step here is to realize that on the back side of this lower portion of the seat is one of these like plastic ribs that's sewed into the fabric and is going to need to slot into the actual seat frame, and it does so here on either side. So you want to get that started, slot it in, and start to push up. Don't need to push it all the way up yet. Get it set up on both sides first. And then you can reach behind and start pulling. At some point, you're going to want to thread your side buckles through. Try not to twist them. And you can, of course, pull them in more at the end. And you have a center buckle as well. So we'll get that started. Okay, I'm going to continue pulling this up. And I'm just going to want to push that fabric in and pull it up as tight as you can on the sides. Okay, we can finish pulling out then these side straps. There's like a padding element. So you can just pull the bottom of that padding out. And then you have two push buttons on the sides here, and these are going to button in right here on the side. But you also have a flap here with two eye holes that are going to clip onto these buttons here. So you can do that first, it's a little bit easier. Just lock those buttons in place underneath. There you go. And you can scooch that seat back and snap those push buttons. Push buttons are not something very common to Bugaboo. They are common to most other brands. I thought that was a little bit interesting. Several things are very interesting mechanically on this, but we'll save that for the review. Okay, then you have the upper portion of the fabrics. If you look at the back, there is a Velcro strip. Unstrip it, it's like a flap, right? And there's an eye hole here. That one's important. It's for this leather strap. You're going to need access to that because that has to do with the elongation of the seat back. So this flap is essentially going to go over this front portion of the plastic and then Velcro underneath here. And you're of course going to have to get those shoulder straps through here as well. So you can take that flap and just pull it down in the back. I'm just using this hole here to start with until I find that eye hole for that leather strap. That way I can make sure that that gets in. Pull it out. Eventually you're going to just dig underneath, pull it all down and straight. Then you can feed these through. Nice and straight and Velcro it into place. Okay, when it comes to these side elements, you have this adapter attachment piece for the canopy. And let's see if I pull this forward, it'll be easier to see. If you look at the side, there's a button. You just push that in, you can pull these off. This is like a redone version of what they had on the B. Don't break it. Do it on both sides. There we go. Then you can pull this over this side flap into position so that you can now slot the canopy piece back in through that hole. The other side. There is some Velcro going on the side there too, and you'll notice that it'll be a feeling thing. It kind of fits into place. Just push that little Velcro piece at the bottom kind of back into place. There we go. Okay, then we have the canopy itself, and we have a canopy strut. I'm going to slide this through what is the front of the canopy. It pops out the other side a little bit. And we can attach this here. And this is a very common Bugaboo system. They've had this, this configuration with the circular one, I guess going back to early B models, and then made popular in the Buffalo and the Donkey. Okay, then there's this elastic strap, which is going to clip on the bottom here. There we go. There we go. Okay. Then the canopy is also going to zipper onto the back of the seat. So starting on this side, just attach it, pull your zipper away. So now technically the stroller is all put together. You can extend the seat upwards here, like this. You can extend the canopy out. Not that it makes it quite large enough, but it helps a little bit. If you're taller, pull this all the way up to here. There's two positions on this. And then if you want to be extra diligent with your new stroller, you can of course use a little bit of lubrication. For the majority of mechanisms here, I am going to recommend a silicone spray. And what you're going to want to focus on generally is the wheels. In relation to the front wheels, I prefer something a little bit thicker, so a silicone putty where the front wheels lock into place, or a Bio food industry grease is quite nice as well. But in any case, that is the full assembly of the Bugaboo Ant, so that it is prepared for your first use. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, we ask that you subscribe, as it helps us to continue making videos in the future. And keep posted for our review, which will be coming up soon. Thank you.